Hi, this is Dr. Teresa Dale with Natural Health Radio. It's great to be with you today. So come in and ask me some questions and take some notes and write down anything you want. That you can email me and tell me what you'd like to hear on this radio show next week. Just so you know, we are also simultaneously videoing on Facebook Live right now, and also Natural Health Radio. We are your health freedom network, and we will bring you the latest news about health freedom, give you ideas to help yourself, talk about the best diets, the best food, how to keep your food clean, how to detoxify yourself if you eat food that's not clean, and how to work with your emotions as well. So we're going to be doing so much of that today. And just so you know, next week I will be broadcasting remotely from the redwood forest. You can find me in some wise old redwood tree, and we will be doing Facebook Live and Natural Health Radio next week, same time, same channel. But for today, we want to talk about cardiovascular disease. We want to talk about your heart, things that make your heart healthy and things that can affect your heart in a negative way. And I would say one of the things that can affect the heart in a negative way are mercury fillings in your mouth. For those of you who are not familiar with the German tooth chart, which you can get free on my website at wellnesscenter.net. It's under resources, and there's a tooth chart that you can download. It shows the connection of every tooth to acupuncture meridians, glands, organs, vertebrae in your spine. It shows the connection of your entire body to the teeth. And this is taken from solid research in Germany, over 100 years in the making. And this is the way German dentists work and the way health providers help their patients also to look at the dental situation. Now, we were talking about the heart. We were talking about what can affect the heart. Mercury fillings in your mouth can cause heart issues via the thyroid, because as the thyroid becomes contaminated with mercury from your mouth or other heavy metals, it can affect the heart. It can cause heart palpitations. So we know that mercury in your mouth will affect your thyroid, create thyroid diseases. We know that more than 52 million Americans have thyroid issues. Those are how many people who are on meds. Nobody is looking for the cause of these things. You will hear this on Natural Health Radio. One of the causes of cardiovascular system issues, of heart issues, of thyroid issues is mercury fillings that you have in your mouth. That's a cause. Okay, you can do something about that. You can go to a biological dentist and have them replaced with a composite material that is not toxic. The other thing is the actual tooth itself, being that your teeth are related to organs, glands, and systems, vertebrae, and emotions. If you have a tooth with a root canal, with an implant that is on the thyroid meridian or the heart meridian, that can contribute or exacerbate or create a thyroid or heart issue. Thyroid is such a big problem in the United States, but no one has told you about causes. So that's what we're going to do today, talk about the causes of disease. So we opened up with talking about the heart. One of the chief causes of heart palpitations is an imbalanced thyroid. And when you go to the doctor, if they're not doing a thyroid test, in my opinion, they're not doing their job. You can have that tested. You can go to a lab and look for the following blood tests: a free T3, free T4, thyroid stimulating hormone test, and a TPO, which is thyroid peroxidase antibodies. And those 4 tests, I actually created a panel for everyone. It's called the Dale Panel. And you can get that at wellnesscenter.net by going, highlighting under products, and then a window opens up, and then you'll see order blood test. That connects you to the largest lab in the United States. You can order your own blood test without a doctor's prescription. So that is real health freedom, isn't it? That is what we do. We give you options. So you want to order the Dale Panel that has all the thyroid tests in it. So I would think that that would be very, very important to you, to help you with your health. In addition, where we're talking about cardiovascular issues, we want to discuss exercise. So that we can help our body heal, and exercise is a key. We need to understand that if you don't exercise, that you're going to have a weak circulatory system. If you do not exercise, you are going to weaken your muscles, your fascia, your joints. And it's interesting that your body is made to move. I mean, here's my hands. They're moving all over. You can move your hands all over. You can move your feet, your legs. There's a reason why, not only to walk to the grocery store or walk to wherever you're walking, but to actually exercise, because that strengthens the heart, that strengthens your cardiovascular system. So we want to make sure that we do that we strengthen the cardiovascular system, and we do it 3 to 4 times a week. That helps the heart in a huge, huge way. Okay. The other thing we want to do to help the heart is take the following herbs. Get a piece of paper. An herb that is very good for the heart is turmeric. So you can get turmeric or curcumin. Curcumin is extracted. You want to get curcumin, use turmeric on your food, take curcumin capsules every day. I don't make it, but you can get it. Now, it is in a few of my products. My Optimal Multi Pro has ashwagandha in it, has some other things in it that are very good for the heart as well. We want to also look at making sure that we handle our emotions, and that when everybody has stress, okay? The only way to release that is to feel it, breathe through it, take a neuroemotional remedy for it to balance it out. That would be the optimal way for you to help your heart from stress. Now, do you know, has anybody ever told you the emotions that are related to the heart? When you go to a doctor, if you're on the line, if you have a heart issue or on heart meds, did your doctor ever ask you, do you have a lot of trauma in your life? Are you overwhelmed in your life? Do you have guilt? So trauma, guilt, overwhelm, affect the physical heart and how it functions. And if you have those from the past or from the present time, you just look on our website under free self-tests, and you will see a neuro-emotional survey. You fill that little sucker out, and that'll tell you which neuroemotional remedies you need. There is one for the heart. It's homeopathic. It has no side effects. You can give it to very young people. You just change the dosages. You can give it to people who of any age, just depending upon the dosage. And what it does is it releases those emotions from the organ or gland that it says on the bottle. So there is a heart remedy, and that helps the emotions, the guilt, the trauma, the overwhelm, and all of that, and releases it. Okay. The other thing we can do is make sure for our heart, we were talking about our thyroid, that our thyroid is functioning properly. Unless you have those 4 thyroid tests that I mentioned, and if you're coming in just now, you can redo this, re-listen to this video and get those tests. But unless you get those particular tests, you don't have the whole picture, and you're not going to know if you have Hashimoto's. So you need those 4 tests to know if you have Hashimoto's disease or not. No other tests will do it, right? So we also want to make sure that we, in dealing with our heart, that we have the right food, that we have a lot of vegetables, that we have a lot of clean food, that we have organic food, and that we have a lot of joy and happiness in our life. So how do we do that? How do you, if you're depressed, how do you change from depression to having joy and happiness in your life? Well, I have an exercise in my book that I'm going to tell you about. It helps people to feel more joy and happiness. It's called the Bliss Exercise. So this is one way of getting rid of depression, and this is called the Bliss Exercise. This exercise is in the book, Revitalize Your Hormones, Dr. Dale's 7 Steps to a Happier, Healthier, and Sexier You. It's also in the book, Transform Your Emotional DNA. That is a book for the ages. That is a book for everyone. So Transform Your Emotional DNA gives you the blueprint of your life, gives you self-help exercises that are really effective. So you want to get the Bliss Exercise, and you want to do that every day. So from the moment you do it, within 10 to 15 minutes, you're not going to be depressed, and it'll last. And you need to do a little bit every day. It just stops the cycle that's going around in your brain of the negativity and your perception of whatever's happening in your life, which is creating the depression, which is a stressor on your heart. Okay, so one of the things that is maybe not so good for your heart is alcohol, drinking a lot of alcohol, maybe a little bit of wine here and there if you choose. Well, the other thing that's not so good for the heart is deep fried foods and junk foods and lots of sugar and all of those things that are not healthy for the body. So we have to understand that we can do a lot to help our health. We also want to control our lipids by not eating animal fat as much as we can do that. And if we must eat animal fat, please make it organic so that you won't be getting glyphosates, which are pesticides from Roundup. It's in all food unless the food is organic. So that's the only food that doesn't have pesticides in it, whether it's in a can or it's in a jar or it's fresh off of the produce shelves. If it's not organic, it has Roundup in it, and that the pesticide in there is called glyphosate. If you are like most human beings, you've eaten non-organic food. So I created a remedy called Biotox Pest, P-E-S-T, and that is on my website for everybody to get and to help themselves. It's homeopathic. It has no side effects, and it'll get rid of the pesticides that are storing in your body. So wouldn't that be great, right? Which can affect your heart, can affect everything. Everything. If you go online and you look up side effects of glyphosates, you'll see all the diseases that it contributes to and is present when you have symptoms, that it's a creator of symptoms. So these are the things that you need to know. You need to know things that empower your self-freedom so that you have the ability to go and the desire to go and check these things out, because you know there's an answer. Believe me, there are answers. They may not be on the lips and on the mouths of medical doctors coming out at you when you go visit them, but they are there, and they are online. You can Google answers for these things. You can go to my website. You can attend the show every week. Don't miss a week, because if you miss a week, you're missing something new about your body that could be extremely pertinent to what you're going through today, or perhaps a loved one is going through today. So we definitely want to take a look at all the things we can do, and one of them is the tooth chart. We talked about that opening up the show. I know that sounds a little strange, but there's a German tooth chart. It's an Odonten chart, and that chart gives us the relationship between our teeth, our organs, glands, our acupuncture meridians, our vertebrae, and our emotions. So if we have, for example, mercury fillings in our mouth, which is going to affect the thyroid and the rest of the body, if we have root canals, implants, or crowns with dark, if you look at the gum line and you have a crown and you see a dark ridge, that's from the nickel that's inside of the crown. That's just as bad as mercury. So find a biological dentist. You can find them online. You can find them under Huggins Healing Arts. Huggins, Huggins, healingarts.com. They have a list of biological dentists who studied with Dr. Huggins. So we definitely want to take care of our dental situation because it has an influence on our entire body, on our emotions, on our heart, on our thyroid. I was saying 52 million Americans are diagnosed with thyroid issues and they're on meds for it. Those are just the ones that are diagnosed on meds. And they are on meds instead of finding out the cause. Okay? Remember this. When somebody gives you something that's wrong, the answer is why. You want to find out why. And if that person doesn't have the answer to why, like what creates the thyroid to be out of balance, the chief thing that creates it is mercury in your mouth, because your mouth is here, your thyroid's here, it migrates. Also the mercury and heavy metals migrate to your brain. They cross the blood-brain barrier. And it sits in your brain and it causes neurological issues because it builds up. As long as you have mercury every day, you will see that if you had a test, for testing the amount of mercury in your body and your heavy metals, you would see that the mercury crosses the blood-brain barrier and it is causing memory impairment. It starts out slow, like a little ADD, ADHD, memory impairment, and then it can actually form into Parkinson's disease or Alzheimer's disease or some kind of neurological issue. So that is why we need to take care of ourselves. Now, stress, so interesting about stress, it actually shuts down the major pathway that is involved in detoxifying metals, heavy metals, pesticides, and chemicals from your brain. So if this pathway that I'm talking about is blocked, your brain will not detoxify. And you want to keep that blood-brain barrier. You want to detoxify if there's heavy metals in your brain, right? I assume you want that, just like I want my patients to do that. And you can always type a little question for me if you have it. But this pathway is called the methylation. It's a methylation which is not allowing the body to detoxify heavy metals, but it's called the hepatic glutathione pathway, HGP, hepatic glutathione pathway. This pathway creates glutathione. When this pathway is blocked because of stress, this pathway can become blocked because of stress. Your brain cannot detoxify heavy metals, any kinds of pesticides or GMOs or whatever may be up in the brain, like vaccines. It cannot detoxify when this pathway is blocked. What causes it to be blocked is your methylation pathway to be out, to be off, and that is caused from stress. So the stress, the way you hold it in your body, the way you perceive it, the way you act out your responses, and you're reactionary instead of thinking and giving an answer, and replying. It's more of a reaction. So we all have stressors, but how do you deal with stressors? Doing things like the bliss exercise every day keeps the stressors down, keeps them being eliminated on a regular basis. And we want to make sure to do that. We need tools in order to do that. So you have some powerful tools in Revitalize Your Hormones. That is the book for women, albeit as many men read it as women, and Transform Your Emotional DNA. So you look for the bliss exercise and look for the resist and desire process. Both of those things will help you with your emotions the first time you do them, right away. There is no reason to stay stuck. There is no reason to stay stressed out. As busy as you are, you know, I understand some people work and they have 4 children. I understand some people work, they have 6 children. I understand all of these things. I get it. Okay, but my job is to give you options to help make your life better and easier. You need tools to do that. You need the right nutritional supplements, clean supplements. You need clean supplements that are gluten-free, GMO-free, that have no magnesium stearate, there's no toxic flow agents, and they're in veggie caps instead of veggie caps. Most people make capsules out of animal products. So out of horses' hooves, animal products, they make the gelatin capsules out. Get the products that I have in veggie caps. For your being, for your stress, a great thing to do would be to get the neuroemotional remedies according to the results of you filling out the neuroemotional survey. You'll have the answers right there for yourself. You'll know exactly what to take. I don't even have to look at it. It's designed for your convenience, for your health, and to help you release emotions that are sabotaging your life, you know, because these emotions have a physical consequence in your body. Besides that, the emotions are spawned from belief systems, and those belief systems are spawned from identities. Identities are at the top. They can have 200 to 400 belief systems, and then the belief systems spawn the emotions. So in order to work with those things, get the Transform Your Emotional DNA book. The Revitalize Your Hormones book has a resist and desire process, which is awesome for working with your emotions and releasing belief systems that are sabotaging things that you really want to achieve in your life, things that you really want in your life. I want you to feel successful. I want you to be successful. And I have tools to help you do that. It takes a little bit of time every day to take 15 minutes to do the bliss exercise. When you notice that there's a belief system or an emotion that's hounding you, that you can't get rid of this emotion, it keeps coming back, you keep feeling a certain way you don't want to feel, do the resist and desire process on it. That is exactly what you need to do. And as you do that, you will see the first day a difference. In the positive way, not in a negative way. It's not like you're taking a med where the first day you're not going to feel good. This is like you're using a process and empowering yourself, and you're going to feel better. Better is what we're after. So I have created about 148 formulated products by me, and those products are all clean, non-GMO, gluten-free, and in veggie caps, or they're homeopathic formulas registered with the FDA, made at a homeopathic pharmacy that is licensed by the FDA. So we've got you covered with good stuff, and all you need to do is go to the Wellness Center, wellnesscenter.net. Read information about homeopathy, read information about teeth, and your teeth in particular. And if you don't know where your fillings, your mercury fillings are, open your mouth. The ones that are dark in your mouth, the ones that are dark are mercury fillings. They look black in your mouth. Okay, if they're white, then they're composite. Okay, now any crowns that you have, if they have a dark edge at your gum line, then that means that is from nickel. That means inside of the crown it's lined with nickel. Okay, we have to make sure that we understand that dental materials are toxic and that we want to choose the ones that are the most biocompatible with our body because they're in our mouth all day long. Okay, so, and then of course root canals and implants are all of them are infected. How do we know? When we have clients, and we have some of those clients are dentists, and we ask them for research, and I do just research every single day, and we have DNA tests run on people's teeth when the root canal is pulled out or the implant is pulled out. Then I suggest that they have a DNA test done on it so they can find out what infection is in there, and then they can work with it homeopathically if they choose. And as a member of our wellness private health care Health Freedom Association, our members can do that, and our doctors that we train can help them in that way as well, with homeopathic remedies to deal with whatever strep and staph or E. coli or whatever bacteria or virus is actually in the gum attached to the tooth, the root. And that is what we need to find out. In order to do that, you need to pull root canals out. I'm sorry. There's so many books on this. There's a book by Hilda Clark about teeth and about root canals and all of the different problems there are. Biological dentists are taught this, so that dentists that are biological dentists are trained years and many, many years after they get out of dental school. This is not something you learn in dental school. And the difference between biological dentists and going to a regular dentist is light years. And you'll know that when you walk in the office. You'll know that because they give a vitamin C drip when they're done with any dental procedure. They never use mercury, and they never do root canals or implants. So we need to put if we're going to have a body, we have a temple, we want to put it in the hands of someone who loves it as much as we do, who appreciates the fact that we are a human being. We are not a statistic. We are a human being, and that human being needs to be treated with respect. And to put mercury and toxins in someone's mouth is not real respectful to me. That is like taking no care and actually creating harm for the human being. So I may seem a little bit radical to you, but it's the truth. And I'm only giving you the truth here in facts that can be substantiated. They can be substantiated on the internet. They can be substantiated in so many publications. When you go to my website, you will see the articles that I've written. And many articles, whether they're on hormone rejuvenation or cardiovascular disease, on looking for the right supplements and looking at the different things that are in supplements that create a problem. Also, I have articles on diet, on detoxification, on so many things. So they're there for you. There's no charge to access the articles. There is a charge if you want to become a member and contact me and learn a lot more and have a whole educational area for you to evolve your health, your family's health, and that is called the membership. And that membership you can see when you go on wellnesscenter.net. You'll see the word members. Click on that. After looking at the video, click on that, and then that will tell you about it. I created that as a very inexpensive way for you to become empowered, educated, and for you to be respected as a human being. And the fact that you are brilliant and you can find out the answers to your problems and help yourself and your family. 100%. I'm positive, 100%. So take a look at it there and let me know if you, let us know, give us a call if you have any questions. But becoming a member is the key. Now, I do want to continue our discussion about the thyroid and about the heart. Now, about the thyroid, I just had a class. I was training doctors this last weekend, and one of them asked me a question, and that was a question that I was just about ready to talk about, and they just said, well, don't forget about people who don't have a thyroid. And I said, oh, this is perfect. This is one of the things we discuss is if you don't have a thyroid, then you're going to be on Armour Thyroid, which is probably the best of most of them. You're going to be on that for the rest of your life. However, because you don't have a thyroid and you need all those thyroid hormones, right? And so I would never recommend thyroid surgery. There's many ways to deal with the thyroid. That's naturopathic, and you can read about that or anywhere on the internet. Just read about how to deal with your thyroid issues naturally. Also, as well as you could do a homeopathic remedy for thyroid, and then perhaps your body would need less of the Armour Thyroid. I don't see a person ever getting rid of taking Armour Thyroid if they don't have a thyroid, because those exact hormones that are produced by the thyroid are very difficult to replicate in any vitamin, mineral, or homeopathic. I have copied them, I have them, but it's not the same function as your body making them. The closest you can get is Armour Thyroid. But you can lower it so that you don't need to keep increasing your dosage over the years, as many people do who don't have thyroid. Even if you do have a thyroid, you can find that happening a lot. So you want to take a homeopathic thyroid, and that would help you so you wouldn't need as much of the Armour Thyroid. And then if you do have a thyroid, perhaps you can eventually also get off of the Armour Thyroid. So if you have a thyroid, you want to look at healing the thyroid and getting rid of anything that could cause a thyroid problem. All toxins, glyphosate, mercury fillings, all of these things could be a potential cause because your thyroid, things and toxins store in and around the thyroid, and it affects the functioning of the body as a whole. So we need to look at that because it is epidemic proportions how many people have thyroid issues. And these are never discussed as far as the cause. So that's why you're here today. You're here today to find out the cause of thyroid issues and to find out the cause of heart issues. So we want to get up off that couch. We want to exercise our body, not just our fingers, but we want to go out and exercise our body every day, take a walk, do the elliptical, have sex, whatever it's going to take. Exercise, and that is going to keep your heart in better condition. Either treadmill, elliptical, whatever it is you need to do to get your body moving, do it, because it's going to make a big difference. You want to stretch your body? Do yoga. Okay, get some good stretches in there. Before you exercise, after you exercise, you want to stretch. Many gyms now have stretching cages where you're in this metal cage with different bars and you can stretch your body in different directions. You could also, if you can't get down on the floor and bend yourself up like a pretzel, go to a gym and do some stretching. They have a stretching cage so that you can go in that and use the bars to stretch to different sides and your legs and the whole thing, and it's all taken care of. It's a good thing. So join a gym. They could be anywhere from $19 a month to $34 or something like that a month. And if you wanted to go to an elite gym, then it would be a lot more. But you can get to a good gym for $19 a month. How about that? Okay? To keep your heart strong. Right, Daryl? Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's not too many frappuccinos a month.
Not too many frappuccinos, not too much caffeine or dairy products,
Yeah,
right?
By the time 19
Exercise.
bucks a month is like
Right.
one visit to the movies.
And it's a couple visits to any of the coffee places.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and I know gyms. I have them around my house, and there's a big one that's $19 a month with no contract. Okay. You can have it all, but you need to look for it. You can't just bury your head in the sand and say, oh, it's going to come to my front door. Oh, I'm not going to worry about it now. Worry about it now. Okay? Stop the caffeine. That's a really, really important thing. I was getting there. We need to stop the caffeine in the frappuccinos, not only because we can pay for our gym instead, but also because the caffeine isn't good for us. It's not good for your thyroid. It is not good for your heart. It is not good for so many different things. There's a lot of research done on people who drink energy drinks that have caffeine, even if it's naturally occurring mate caffeine. Too much is not good. Too much is not good. And to have any energy drinks at all, and if you have a heart condition, shame, you shouldn't be doing that. We need to cut that stuff out. What we can do is exercise instead. Look at other things to do to entertain yourself. If you want to feel more energy, eat right. Get a Vitamix. Get a NutriBullet. Put some veggies in there, organic kale, organic spinach. Put some fruit in there, like mangoes or pineapple, apple. Put some fruit, but mostly greens. Put a little cacao in there, make it a little chocolatey. Put a little almond milk in there, and it's like really good. And then you'll have more energy, but it's doing something amazing for your body to help you lower your biological age. If as we talk about the body, one of our chief organs for detoxification is our liver, okay? So, a great way to weaken your liver is to do caffeine and do toxins, okay? A way to strengthen our liver is to do veggie drinks. And so we want to keep our liver young. It's one of our largest organs. Even if you're from Texas, we want to keep that liver young, right? We want to keep it young. So how do you keep that young? We want to detoxify constantly. Every 6 months, do the slow cleanse. We want to eat healthy food, eat organic food, and then we will be growing biologically younger, not older. Your chronological years don't matter. Your biological age matters because when your organs start getting old, your body breaks down and you end up feeling awful, getting sick, going to doctors, getting meds, going to the hospital, and then maybe ending your life there. So the time to act is now. Whatever your physical condition is, whatever your age is, it doesn't matter. Start today and feel better tomorrow. Get a Vitamix, get a NutriBullet. Let's make some changes together. Okay, I'd love to hear from you in the changes that you've experienced from watching this show. It's so very important for us to do that because as you give your information, a lot of people that are listening and watching will be helped. So remember the methylation pathway, the hepatic glutathione pathway. If your methylation is off, there's a test called homocysteine. If that test is elevated, that shows cardiac stress. There's a test called C-reactive protein. That should be almost non-existent, like low, like 0 or 1. And if it's elevated, it means you could have a fatal heart attack, a fatal event, a fatal cardiac event. And that is high from stress. Now, maybe you don't have stress from working 10 jobs. Maybe you just have stress because of the way you perceive your life. You can change that. You can change that easier than changing jobs. So get the book, Revitalize Your Hormones and Transform Your Emotional DNA. There's 2 books, both of them, and they will give you tools to be able to make changes. Change is the C word that people also don't like, that C word, change. But I'm telling you that change a little bit related to your diet and you're going to change your life. You're going to feel much better. And we have clients and customers every day that call us and say, I started this, I had all of these conditions, all of these symptoms, and I've been doing this for a month and I don't have them anymore. They went away. Should I keep doing it? The answer is yes. To those you tuning in, yes, you want to keep doing it. When it works, we know that it's going to work. We know that you're going to get help, but continue doing it. And if you want to become a member, then you can send me an email at no charge as a member, and then you'll be part of the Health Freedom Healthcare Association, and that will just allow you to the right to learn more, to be more educated, and to make more powerful choices. Your choices do everything. So why not make some great choices? A lot of people struggle with choices. They have so many decisions to make every day, no matter if it's about buying a house or a job or whatever it may be, and they have health choices. They don't put enough attention on the health choices. They put more attention on buying the right home than on their health choices. So we need to know that your health choices are the most important decisions, and you've got a friend in me, and all you have to do is go to wellnesscenter.net and become a member. Also check out our wellness store. It's called drdaleswellnessstore.com, drdaleswellnessstore.com. And when you go there, you're going to see a big change very soon. In about a month, we're going to have a new website. Right now, we have tons of information about all the products there, and you can search for things that you like, and you will see a lot of educational material as well. So we've only got a few minutes left. Thank you so much for being with me. I want to cover one of the most important things last, and that is where I'm going. I am going up to the Red Forest. Up to the Redwood Forest in Northern California, and I'm going to be testing and doing some dowsing. Dowsing is a way to test the earth for geopathic disturbances and for earth fault lines that affect trees. So I'm going to be doing some research up there, and in the future, I will be offering groups to go to do some of these things with me. So make sure you sign up for our newsletter so that you can be made aware of all of the things and the events that I have coming up in the future. I want to take you to beautiful places that are healthy. I want to show you land and where to build housing on land, and how to determine if you're living on a fault line or a geopathic disturbance that will affect your health. For example, in Germany, and in the 7 minutes we have left in Germany, one of the trainings that I did with in naturopathic school to become a naturopathic doctor, which took me 9 years. But one of the things we did is we are graded on our testing abilities. So they took us into the Black Forest in New Jersey. I'm sorry. I wish it was in New Jersey, the Black Forest in Germany. And they took us to a group of trees and said, we know which of these trees are male and which of these trees are female. And we want you to test those trees, and your test is to tell us 100% accurate answer on which trees are male and which ones are female. And then we want you to go over there and we're going to take you to a house to test to see where the geopathic disturbances are and where the fault lines are. And they took us to houses which were shut down because they were called a cancer house. Everyone who had ever lived in that house for 2 years or more developed cancer. So they wanted us to go in there, and part of our test is to figure out where the fault lines were. by testing. So it was very interesting. I'd love to do that with you. So stay in touch. Join our newsletter, and we're not going to go to the Black Forest in Germany or in New Jersey or anywhere else, but we may go to the Redwood Forest. We may do it on Hawaii, on an island. We could do it in so many different places to give you a natural health experience like you've never had before, including smoothies and how to do smoothies. So I want you to stay in touch with me and get our newsletter and check out our website, and please become a member and email me from the membership so that I can address any concerns that you have and help you become more educated. So we have only a few minutes left. And in that passing time, I also want to share with you that the California College of Natural Medicine will help you in your education. If many of you or one of you have ever wanted to become a natural health provider, you want to check out www.cconm.com. Now, we are building a new website, which should be online in a week. We're online now with our old website, which I think looks a little bit old, but the new one will be awesome. You may even see some redwood trees there. And that's our state-approved California College of Natural Medicine. We are state licensed by the state of California since 1994. We have online and residential courses that are waiting for you to come and change your life and help a lot of other people as well, because giving is one of the reasons we're here. It's not only that we want to receive and we want to become wealthy, and we want those things for other people too. And I know that a lot of people online right now would really enjoy taking a look at some of the courses and curriculum that I've written. So just a reminder, California College of Natural Medicine, www.cconm. You can call us and let us know what courses you're interested in, and we can give you any more information that you may need. So I want to wish you the very best, many blessings, and I can't wait to see you next week. I'll be in the Red Forest, Northern California. We'll be testing trees, we'll be testing the earth, and eating a lot of good food. So I look forward to being on here with you next week at 1 o'clock. Many blessings, and bye for now.